Hey there guys and girls, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you for all the support, the likes, the shares, and all that. It's much appreciated. I hope you guys like what I'm doing with the channel. So today's video will be a little different. Today I'm going to be talking about some budget build PC parts. Today's video will be for new individuals who are interested or thinking about building a completely entire new PC from scratch and on a budget. Now, I had a subscriber who was interested in building a PC for himself or herself. I thought I'd make this video, but this video will also be interesting for those of you individuals who may want to build yourself. So it's not just going to be for that particular person. So all of you may find use in this video, and this is why I'm making it. And also, even if you're not a new builder, you may also find this video useful because of the parts that will be shown in this video. So even users who are not new to PC building and building their own PC, you still may get some useful information out of this video, considering that these are budget parts and they're really good just in case you want just another computer for a side project or something like that. So you guys can watch this video too. So this will be pretty much for everyone, but mainly targeted towards new users and for people for first time builders and people who want to save money when building a computer or buying new parts. Okay, now that that's out of the way, before I get started, I'm going to be covering some basic parts based on the last PC build that I did for this channel and showed off that PC. Now, I didn't actually build the PC on the channel, but I did show off the build after it was done because I had some lighting issues or stuff like that I had to get fixed. But nevertheless, I have the video. If you want to check that out, you can check out that latest build. And that's the parts that I'm going to be covering today. I'm only going to be covering parts that I am aware of, that I use, that I know, so that I can give you guys the best information for what I have. So mainly I'm going to be showing you the exact parts that I have, but I'll also be listing some other parts you'll be able to take a look at yourself, just in case you may want to build something more unique other than what I have. So with that being said, let's move on to the parts. So the first part we're going to be taking a look at is the CPU. Now, as a first time builder of building a PC, well, your CPU will be a good idea to take a look at first because it's the main heart of the computer and what you will be building around as far as your motherboard and then everything else. So you want to make sure to start off with your CPU and then go from there. So we'll be taking a look at some i5 CPUs, which are really inexpensive, especially depending on which ones you buy. They're really good CPUs and they actually perform well too. But mainly, since we're going to be focusing on the CPUs that I'm familiar with and that I have, I'll be recommending the Intel Core i5-4460 processor, but I will leave a link to other i5 processors. So I'll leave those links down below in the description. So here's the Intel Core i5-4460. I think there's also a K version of this processor. This processor is clocked at 3.5 gigahertz. And it also has a turbo boost technology, so it can boost up to at least 4 gigahertz. Depending on what you're doing, it will boost itself up. It has anti-theft technology, and it also has 4 cores. It has no hyperthreading, which means it has no extra cores. It's just a 4-core processor, which is absolutely fine, which is all you need really. Overall, this is a pretty decent CPU. I've been using it for quite a while now, and I get pretty decent performance out of it. I can render with it, I can play games with it, I don't have any lag, and I get really good performance with this. It doesn't overheat, since it doesn't overclock or anything like that, I can use the regular inbox fan that comes with it and not have any problems. Because I can't overclock it, I never get any issues with too much heat. Of course, a lot of CPUs usually have heating issues. You may have to get a bigger cooler or something like that to that degree, but you don't have to worry about that with this one. This is a really neat processor, and it's really affordable too. Depending on when you buy it on Amazon or wherever you buy it, the price may fluctuate, but otherwise, this is a really cool processor, and I recommend the Intel Core i5 4460 processor. Okay, moving on. Also, I'd like to add one more important thing when you guys are going to be buying whatever CPU that you'll be buying. If you don't get this particular 4460, you have to keep in mind what socket that you're going to be using. This particular CPU has an 1150 LGA socket, so this will only work with motherboards or that have this same socket. So keep that in mind. So if you go and buy a CPU, another i5 CPU that has an 1151 socket on there, and you try to put it in a 1150 socket motherboard, that's not going to work. Vice versa. Just keep this in mind. Make sure you buy the correct processor for the correct motherboard. So just make sure those model numbers are the same. Make sure those sockets are the same is what I meant. So just keep this in mind when buying your CPUs and your motherboards, and make sure that they have matching sockets. Next, we're going to be taking a look at our motherboards. So the motherboard that I'm going to be recommending today will be the Asrock Pro 4 gaming motherboard. Now, this is a really good gaming motherboard. It looks really cool, has a lot of cool features in it, and is just what you need to start off for a new user, and has all the essential functions and compatibilities that you'll need also. But for beginners, I only suggest that you will only need to be able to just use plug and play for this. You don't need anything highly advanced. You just need to know how to operate and put your CPU in here and put your RAM in here and your graphics card, and hook up all your essential power connectors and connecting your drives, etc. So this is the motherboard that I recommend for first-time users. I don't need to go over anything complex. You just need to know the basics. If you're a first-time user and you're a little intimidated by motherboards and making sure you want to put all the things in the right places and stuff like that, you could watch a tutorial to show you how to do that. And I even make one myself showing you how to put PC parts within a motherboard, because it makes sense not to make any mistakes on your first try. But once you get it, it's really satisfying, and it's a really good feeling building your own PC and then turning it on, and it just powers on to life and it works. So it's really cool, and this is a really cool motherboard that looks cool. Like I said, it's packed with features, and this is a motherboard that I recommend. It's also really cheap. I got it for a steal when I bought mine. I only got it for $90, and as you can see here on Amazon, it's no longer available, so you can't buy it here anymore. But if you can buy it, you should snag this one. It won't be $90 anymore. It'll be a lot higher, but if you can find a deal on this particular motherboard, that's great. I'll also leave links to other motherboards that are compatible with the i5. So this motherboard I'm recommending, really cool, really great motherboard, and I recommend it. Also, I forgot to mention that everything here that I will be mentioning in this video, I'll be leaving the links down in the description, showing you more fully in-depth details of what they offer, and also where you can buy them. All the links that you will need will be left down in the links in the description. All right, moving on. All right, up next, we have the HyperX Kingston two 4 GB RAM sticks. So this is 8 GB in two RAM sticks. 4 plus 4 equaling 8. 8 GB. These are really cool RAM sticks because not only do they look cool and they also come in different colors, they also perform really well. You don't need to overclock them. They overclock themselves. I think they're at 1366 megahertz out of the box, but they'll boost up higher than that. These will be in dual channel, of course, and you get great performance out of these. I've never had any lag. I've played all of my games in Ultra using these, and 8 GB is the recommended size starting out when you are a first time user, or you can use 8 GB for the rest of your life. If you like a more of a rammy, pushy, beefy computer, then yeah, you should go up to 16 or 32. But 8 GB is a great place to start. And if you don't plan on doing any hard, in-depth work on your PC, having multiple windows, and you got 2 monitors and stuff like that, then I recommend more RAM. But if you only have 1 monitor and you're only going to be playing like regular games and stuff like that, you only need 8 GB of RAM. It's recommended and it works well. Like I said, I've never had any latency. I've never had any lag. I've been able to render with these. I even render with these using my main computer. I only have 8 GB. I haven't upgraded to 16 GB, and this works well. Everything renders out quickly, and like I said, I never get any lag when playing any video games, and I can have multiple programs open without having any issues. Even using Adobe After Effects, I don't get any issues with this 8 GB of RAM. It's really good, it's really efficient, and like I said, you don't need to overclock these because they overclock themselves out of the box when needed. So you don't really need to do anything. So these are really great. They look really cool. They come in multiple colors, so whatever you're building, you can take it and find whatever color you need, and yeah, just throw it in your computer. It's just a quick plug and play, and then you're set. Put them in there and they're set for life. They have a lifetime warranty, and these are really great. They're really cheap, and these are the RAM sticks that I recommend. I'll leave a link for these down in the description. All right, we're moving on to the next item. All right, we're going to be taking a look at the PSU next, and this is the power supply unit. I believe this is the 400 watt version of the EVGA PSU, so it's very power efficient, so you don't have to worry about anything when it comes to power efficiency, and it works really well. But for this particular one, I'm recommending the EVGA 400 watt PSU. Now, this power supply will offer all of the power that you need to your components, to your graphics card, to your motherboard, to your CPU, and all of your other components. You won't need any other more power than this unless you decide to upgrade and you want to push it up higher. But if you're just going to be playing some games, if you're going to be doing some rendering, and you're not using any seriously beefy graphics card that's going to pull all of your power or anything, but even if you do that, really graphics cards are really efficient nowadays, so they don't really take too much power anyways. So this PSU will offer all of the power that you need and will power your PC really well. I've been using EVGA power supplies for quite some time now. I have a 500 watt power supply in my main build. It works really well. And of course, I'm using the 400 watt power supply in the secondary build that I use for other projects. And I like it. It works really well, and I don't have any problems with it as well. It powers everything efficiently. I never get any shortage of power, and I also have extra power to spare just in case I want to upgrade. The only downside to this particular PSU would be that it does not have the power switch in the back. The ones that have the power switch in the back would be 500 watt and up, but you can't turn it off and on from the back. So if you want to just turn your computer off completely and not have it have any power in it, you just have to unplug it from the wall or from the back of the computer. But Otherwise, this is a very power efficient power supply. 400 watts is all you're going to need. Once again, the CPU, if you're going to be going with the 4460 or non-overclocking processor, then you're not going to be pulling any extra power anyway, and you're not going to be overclocking. So this PSU is definitely a recommended PSU to start for first-time users, because you're not going to be getting into anything crazy. You'll save a lot of money because these are really cheap, really affordable. And you're just going to be playing some random games at 60 frames a second, and you're going to be having graphics all the way up to max. This all the power that you need. You won't need any more power than this. And like I said, unless you're deciding to upgrade in the future to an overclocking processor and you want to get extra power, then you can always upgrade the PSUs in the future. But for a first time user, this is great, more than enough power. And I recommend the EVGA 400 watt PSU. Really cheap and affordable too. All right, let's move on to our next item. All right, so now we're going to be taking a look at our graphics cards. I'll leave a list of graphics cards that you'll be able to take a look at as well. So you may not choose this one. You can choose whichever one you want, but this is the one I recommend because it's the one I'm using. It's the one I can offer the best information on. So yeah, but in this case, I'm not using this one in particular, but I am using this particular graphics card in my secondary computer. So today I'll be recommending the EVGA GTX 1050 Ti. This is the SSC version, so this is the super clocked version, and I think it's at 1355 megahertz, and it boosts up higher to maybe 1455 megahertz or 1488 megahertz. This is a really decent graphics card. I haven't had any problems out of this graphics card. I can play all of my games at 60 frames a second in ultra settings, and I never get any lag. I never get any delay. And of course, for a first time user of building your very first PC, you'll be building it, of course, with the idea goal of using and playing all of your games at 1080p. So, you know, the 1440p and 4K and all that stuff is for the advanced users who want to get the most out of their computers and really want to push it to the max that they can push their computer to perform. So, but for first time users, you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about building a computer and getting decent performance out of it. Like I said, you'll be able to play all of your games, max settings, and not have any issues, not have any delays. This graphics card being paired with the i5 processor, you won't get any bottlenecking either. It'll be able to offer the speed necessary to give you the frames that you want out of your graphics card. So that processor is fast enough and you'll be able to get some decent performance even if you upgrade to a higher GPU. This GPU carries an amount of RAM. I think it has 4 gigabytes of RAM. It has GDDR5 memory in it, and like I said, the clock's speed I think is 1366, boost 1488, and it's a pretty decent graphics card for first time users. In my current computer, the one that I just currently built, I'm using the FTW version of this graphics card. So I get a little bit more boost clock, but I'm a bit higher on the base clock. But as far as the performance, you'll pretty much get the same performance. You'll just be a little bit lower on clock speed, but you will still get the same performance with this graphics card. So I recommend the EVGA GTX 1050 Ti SSC. It's also really cheap. It's really affordable. Like I said, you'll be able to play all of your games on max settings, ultra settings even, and not have any lag. You'll never get any delay or anything like that. You're not going to get any bottlenecking because, like I said, once again, the CPU and this graphics card are really matched really well. But yes, I recommend the EVGA GTX 1050 Ti SSC. Really affordable and really great graphics card. All right, moving on. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the hard drive. In this case, we're going to be looking at a solid state drive, which is an SSD. This is not a mechanical drive. This is more like an electrical internal memory storage, kind of like your flash drive would be. So it's a lot quicker than what it would be rather than it reading information based off of a disk and a needle trying to get that information off of there. The SSD is really a great purchase and a really great buy for a first user or first time user building a PC, because your latency is really low and it's really fast. This thing will get you programs loaded up in less than half a second. You'll have very low wait times for load screens, and this thing is just blazing fast. Your computer will load up in like that half a second. So these things are awesome. Recently I upgraded to this particular PNY SSD. At this current time, it's only $20, so it's a great buy. It's a great steal pickup. And this one is 120 gigabytes. Now, I know that's not a lot of space, but once again, if you don't have a lot of games and you just want to play one game at a time or have two games on there, when you're finished with one, you can delete it and then go to another one, or you can just buy a bigger one. But to save the maximum amount of money, this one's only $20 and it's going to get you 120 gigabytes. You could also pair this with a hard drive as well. So in this case, you will still get a really high performing SSD along with the hard drive. But if you don't have that, you can still use this SSD and have more than enough space and just conserve what you save and what you have on your hard drive, and you'll be all set. And like I said, you'll probably be playing one game at a time anyway, so you won't be saving everything. So I truly recommend this. It's only $20 for 120 gigabytes and it's a SSD. You can't get any better than that. This is great for first time users, and this is just so on a budget. Like, I know some people don't have $20, so I'm not going to say who doesn't have $20, because I know there's some people that don't have $20, but $20 is pretty much the cheapest thing that you can buy to get you started with a really high, super fast performing SSD. Now, I have a video that will show you a little bit of what this SSD is capable of. You can see it in the link in the description, or you can see it in the card right here in the right hand corner of the screen. You can take a look at it. You'll get to see the results for this. The read write speeds are really quick. It's just a really great buy. If you're using a hard drive and you switch over to an SSD, you'll never go back to using a hard drive ever again. So I'm recommending the PNY SSD. I'll also leave a link for other SSDs you can take a look at, but this is the one that I'm recommending for first time users and for people who want to save money on that budget build. All right, let's move on to our next item. All right, gaming keyboards. Now, I'm a first time mechanical gaming keyboard user, and I'm going to be recommending the EagleTech gaming keyboard. This is a RGB, well, not this one particularly. It has a RGB model, so this one is just a regular color. This one's blue, but this is a mechanical keyboard. The reason I recommend this one because I bought a secondary one for my main computer, and I love this keyboard. I think it's using blue MX switches for the mechanical use, and it's really clicky. I really love it. It has the tactile feedback where you click it, you get that responsiveness. I love typing on this keyboard. If you want a quieter keyboard, then this keyboard would not be for you because it's really loud, but it's really responsive and it's really clicky. When you click on it, it feels really great. For your first time using a keyboard, a mechanical keyboard is recommended. When you're playing games, you get those lightning fast reflexes. It's really sharp button presses, and this keyboard is really awesome. I recommend it. It's LED. This comes in blue. Like I said, for $10 extra, you can get the RGB version, which I will be getting as well. I'm going to be getting the RGB version. And just currently right now, I have the blue version because I wanted to save a little extra money. So I have the blue version for both computers, but I will get the RGB version as well. I'm going to be reviewing this blue version one here on the channel coming up very soon. So you can take a look at the review to see what you'll be getting with this blue LED keyboard. I'll be showing off some of what it sounds like and what it looks like as well. You can see what it looks like, but you'll get to see it live. But anyway, I'm recommending this keyboard. It's really great. I think it has 104 keys, and it's just a really awesome keyboard. It's really tactile. Like I said, it's really responsive, and it has the little things underneath where you can adjust its height. You can just like flip the little legs out. It's the perfect height. It's really comfortable, and I'm recommending this keyboard not only because it's LED, but because it's really cheap at the same time. The quality is really good. It's made out of solid steel, so you're not going to be bending or breaking it or nothing like that unless you threw it on the floor or something like that really hard, and I doubt it still would break, but who would do that? But this is the keyboard I'm recommending. You actually get, it would seem, more than what you pay for, considering the quality of this keyboard is really durable. It's solid, and overall it looks pretty good too. So I'm recommending this keyboard because it's a gaming keyboard. It has LED lights on it that you can turn on or off, and it's really cheap too. $40, not too bad. You pay $10 extra and you get RGB. So you can't beat it. Like I said, I'll leave the link to other keyboards as well you can take a look at. But for me, I'm recommending the EagleTech LED blue keyboard. You can get them in colors too, but this is the one I'm using. And this is the one I recommend. Trust me, you'll love it. All right. That's going to be pretty much it for the video. I'm leaving out mouses, but I will leave a link to mouses, gaming mouses, that you'll be able to take a look at, and the links in the description. Also, I'll be leaving out the mid-tower ATX PC cases, but I will leave a link to multiple PC cases that you'll be able to take a look at, because it doesn't really matter in that case, because you'll be buying that based off of what you like, what you prefer, and whatever your style is. So I'll leave those links down in the description. But as I said before, that'll be it for this video. I hope it was helpful to you guys and girls out there who may be interested in building a first-time computer and saving a decent amount of money, but spending enough money to be able to get a decent, highly performing computer. Considering the fact that the new RTX cards are out, of course, this information is a bit dated because this is older technology, but also considering the fact that ray tracing is only being implemented in some video games that are newer and isn't even fully implemented in those games either because it hasn't quite yet been perfected. Of course, you will lose some compatibility with newer games considering this fact. However, a lot of games have not fully implemented this ray tracing feature, and there's plenty of old games to play as well. So you'll still get a lot of bang for your buck out of this particular build. So I think you'll love it. and enjoy it, because I do. Let me know what you guys and girls think of these parts and whether or not you're interested in purchasing or building your own computer, or maybe even just thinking about it. I want to know what you guys and girls think down in the comment section below. So that'll be it for me. Leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you didn't. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll be able to pick out some parts from this video that'll help you build a really efficient and cool computer that you enjoy. I really enjoy mine, and it'll be good that you enjoy yours as well. Well, anyways, until next time, this has been K7. I'll see you guys later. Once again, all the links will be left down below. Take care.